as I record this message, this transmission, tomorrow is a new moon. And then the day after that is the day out of time. And the day after that is the Galactic New Year. So this is a powerful time to claim a new beginning, to launch into a next level, a new chapter, and to set a new intention. And simultaneously on today's energetic, because it's the precipice of the new moon, is all about what are you bringing to a completion in order to welcome the new. And so maybe it's a clearing out or a cleaning or a letting go. And so depending on when you listen to this, you can just intend on doing it at the appropriate order, timing, and dimension, meaning you are a multidimensional being. And so if you don't listen to this until the new moon, imagine going back the day before and doing some of the work to prepare to walk through a new door. And so we invite you to take a deep breath in, orienting to your line of light as a being of light. And the Council of Light is stepping forward, just witnessing and supporting you in remembering your light in a greater way, your truth in a greater way. And to take a moment to presence what's been coming up for you that you're ready to go beyond, what's been coming to your awareness. And that can launch you into what you're actually wishing to welcome. So it's kind of like two sides of a coin, the contrast. Okay, this thing has been coming up for me that's uncomfortable or that I'm ready to go beyond, retire, transform. And what's on the other side of it? What are you being invited to welcome in its place? And it's about allowing both to exist, the two sides of the coin. What's being retired has perhaps been preparing you to flip that coin and welcome the next level, the next chapter, the new way of being. So, can we show you what it feels like, how to, and that it's safe to move through this flipping of the coin, turning of the page, ending, new beginning, end of cycle, beginning, new cycle, in a way where you allow it to all be part of the oneness. And you're not in resistance to any of it. You're not in fear of any of it. It all comes from source. And what you've been playing in up to this point, there was learning in that, and there was cultivation in that, there was evolution in that. And so, can we show you how to embrace what brought you here in order to allow it to complete? And are you willing? You might just say out loud, I'm willing to embrace what brought me here. It's had its place in my evolution. It's had its place in my journey. And I'm grateful to be where I am, ready to welcome a new dawn, ready to embark in a new chapter, ready to turn the page into a new beginning. And we're going to bring in some energetic support to help you allow every single moment of that shift. Embrace every single moment of that shift. And I'm being shown the idea of like doing yoga, a yoga move, or even Tai Chi, where you might be doing a movement in one direction and then you shift to move in another direction, but it's all one movement. You allow it to all be one movement, not something you're pushing away or resisting in order to have a different experience. But this movement in consciousness has allowed me to now turn to move in this way or elevate into a higher octave if I use it for that. And so we're just helping behind the scenes, if you will, in this energetic conversation, helping you do the energetic Tai Chi, yoga move, yoga pose, shifting and allowing for everything to be part of the wholeness, part of the oneness, part of the cycle. And you may wish to bring to mind, bring to awareness the infinity symbol and imagine energy flowing in that infinity symbol where there's no ending, no beginning. There is, but there isn't. It's all one. It's all connected. One part of that cycle allows for the other part of that cycle. And are you willing to let go of any resistance or judgment or meaning you've given what has been or what's currently showing up for you in order to allow for the shift, the movement to continue, to transpire, to allow for the evolution, the growth to happen? And can we show you what it feels like, how to, and that it's safe to embrace the journey more and to embrace yourself more, no matter what you're perceiving, being, doing, thinking, feeling, behaving, in what way you're behaving, or any ways of being you've been employing. Can we show you how to embrace yourself, love yourself more in the midst of it? Have more compassion for self and more compassion for it's like the self that would resist, the part of self that would go into fear or anger or resentment or blame. Can we show you how to embrace all of you in a greater way? And to release any judgment of self that is keeping you from the movement that wishes to happen, the evolution that wishes to organically unfold as you prepare to walk through a new door. As you prepare to reorient to a higher octave, where you just allow for the movement, the natural flow of evolution to carry you, the natural flow of evolution that you're in the stream of because of everything you've experienced up to this point. It creates this pathway, this vortex, this upward spiral And so if we're not in resistance to any part of the spiral, the staircase, we just simply rise. So we're going to show you what we mean by that, and encouraging you to embrace self every step of the way, every step on that staircase that brought you here. Are you willing to forgive and release any past or present behaviors, thoughts, feelings, actions that have you clinging to a particular step on the staircase instead of just allowing it to all be part of the flow, part of the oneness, part of the evolutionary process and the movement into a higher octave? So even if there's been recent confusion or feeling alone or feeling disconnected or feeling a lack of support or safety or trust or inspiration, motivation, can we show you how to allow that to exist and energetically love it, embrace it, thank it for getting you to this moment? We often say to you all in a very authentic way, thank you for showing up. And what if you could hold that same relationship with whatever is arising to support you in riding the wave to a higher octave? Whatever is arising is, for lack of a better way to explain it, it's like we try to find a way that isn't linear, but then the mind won't be able to interpret. It's coming up to lift up and out of your fields. It's coming up to transform. And in that process of transformation, it literally propels you energetically to a higher octave. If we're not in resistance to it, judgment of it, trying to get rid of it, fix it, or change it. So can we show you how to be present with it, to allow it to exist, to witness it, observe it, thank it for showing up, welcome it back into your loving embrace of the allness of you, the wholeness of you, the oneness. And whatever doesn't allow that, will you release and uncreate it and or evolve it? And are you willing to let go of all the meaning you had given it? Are you willing to let go of everywhere you thought it meant something about you, that you were doomed, or you weren't allowed to have, or you were less than, or you were not adept, not evolved enough, cursed, whatever it is? Are you willing to let go of everything you thought it meant about you as a being, that you were limited in some way? Will you liberate yourself from an identification as limited, from an identification as less powerful than, what's arising. Like you don't have choice. And can we show you how to do that? And to embody the remembering of your choice, remembering of your infinite capacity to love everything because you know who you are, to embrace everything because you know who you are. And it doesn't mean anything about you. Will you let it not mean anything about you? Will you let it no longer define you? Will you choose to allow it to no longer define you? Even if it's a pattern that's been there your whole life, pattern of thought, pattern of behavior, an emotional roller coaster that sometimes fades into the background but then comes forward again. In this time of grand rising and very, very malleable grids, energy, where everything is being invited to move into a higher octave, it's much easier to make a shift. And perhaps you've been dancing with that pattern or that way of being for most of this incarnation because you were preparing yourself to shift it, to be ready to shift it. No matter how many times you've met with it from a place of inviting transformation or healing, will you let now be different? Because you're different. You're very different. Will you meet it anew? Will you meet yourself anew and see through the current lens of your current level of consciousness? Can we show you how to do that? Letting go of all judgments and conclusions you've ever made that were never really true and that are no longer serving you. Are you willing? And then, as we often share with our work, it's about you choosing and then allowing your higher self to work with the energetic fields, the guides, the council of light to do the transformation, do the vibrational shifts, vibrational activations that are really being asked for. And is your willingness, your choice, that is the initiation, the initiator, the instigator. It propels everything. And so if nothing has shifted around something, play with the idea that sometimes it's because we're waiting for something outside of us to shift it for us, when really it's about us choosing it and then allowing our higher self, inviting our higher self to do the work. Not our mind, not our mental body, not some part of our linear self, and not by force. It's actually through allowing, embracing the non-judgment, the non-resistance, the letting go, that the shift can actually then happen. And I'm being shown the idea of the yoga move or the Tai Chi move again. Let it all be one movement, part of the same evolutionary movement, the same spiral staircase, same infinity symbol cycle, energetic, because everything is connected and you are one with an infinite source. We invite a balancing and stabilizing of all your energetic fields, balancing the electrical and magnetic energy in all systems, components, and levels of your being, updating all grids, all reference points, all ways in which you perceive and are perceived. And we do encourage you to take some time to journal or to presence, to maybe sit in meditation or just contemplation around, what am I welcoming? If I knew this was the turning of a page, what am I welcoming for myself? What is my intention for this new cycle? What am I inviting to amplify? And then imagine and intend sharing that with your higher self, inviting your higher self to support you, inviting your guides to support you in the amplification of that intention. And you can do your own type of ceremony or crystal grid, or show like an altar in a home, or even just something in your home that symbolizes that new intention, placing it somewhere where you will see it. Even if it's just a piece of paper you wrote on, or it could be something symbolic, an object, a crystal. And you each will have your own unique way of doing this. So we just encourage you to play with this. There's this expanded window here because of the new moon tomorrow and then the galactic new year on Saturday. So it's this idea of a bigger vortex to welcome the new and to move to a place of completion, that which is ready to evolve, retire, transform. And thank you for journeying with us today in this transmission. And we want to share, not to get ahead of time, but that we are grateful to be welcoming a new galactic new year, and happy galactic new year in 3 days. And we're going to be offering a special for our online store for the Galactic New Year that you'll get kind of first dibs on, because we haven't sent out any emails yet announcing it or any social media. And that's 44% off of everything that's recorded in the online store, as well as private sessions with us. So I think that might be, I don't know if we've ever offered the 44% before. This might be a first time. So that will last through, it'll be like a 72-hour when we announce it. So through Sunday at midnight. And you can feel into whether it honors you to go to the online store and browse any of our series, sessions, recordings that may light up for you. There's even some immersions through the recordings that are available that are super potent. And maybe it's time to give yourself a gift for this new year. And maybe it is supporting your new intention for yourself. And whether it's through implementing something like our work to help support you in that new intention, or some other way, we encourage you within that window of time through Sunday midnight to take one step, small step, in the direction of, it's like inspired action to support the intention you're setting for yourself. Take one small step, action in that direction to help support you. And so if it's the idea of more optimal health, maybe you go for a 5-minute walk. Or maybe you purchase a new pair of shoes to walk in. Or maybe you get your shoes that you walk in out and set them by the door. So some action to support your yes. And it's like to support the flow moving forward with that intention. So the code that you'll use, by the way, in the online store for the Galactic New Year savings is new 44, NEW 44. So let us know if there's any questions you have about that. You can comment below or email us through our website at embracingtheinfinite.com. That's also where you'll find the online store. And we also have 2 offerings coming up that will be live broadcasts. And the first one is August 2nd. We're going to be sharing an Empowered Evolution Masterclass that will link with amplifying resources. And resources can be financial, but it can also be relationships, health. So resources is kind of all encompassing. You can also link it in terms of the concept of abundance. It hasn't fully framed yet, but we'll be sharing more about it, hopefully leading up to that August 2nd offering. Sometimes I will get the specifics ahead of time, and sometimes I don't, because every session is spontaneously crafted based on who shows up, and the higher selves are working with the Council of Light and the higher realms to craft it. So in order to leap in an optimal way, it's always about the now. And so the more that I cannot be attached to what is or isn't shared allows for it to be the optimal in that now moment of what's being asked for. Because we're all changing so quickly that by the time August 2nd gets here, what's optimal may have shifted. So if I were to try to give words right now to what I think would be optimal based on this now moment, in a week, that can shift dramatically, especially during this time. So thank you for your patience in being willing to leap into the unknown in a bit. It's like, yes, it's unknown to the intellect, but a part of you knows, and a part of you can feel whether or not it's aligned for you. And that's kind of a paradox, because if you sign up, it will be aligned for you because you're informing the session. So that's how it always works. We have to learn to start thinking multidimensionally rather than linearly. So we practice that with that type of example. And then the other offering is for the Lion's Gate on 8/8. And we will be doing a 75-minute transmission of light for the Lion's Gate. That again will be whatever's optimal, but it's a very exquisite energy. The 8/8 is the peak of the Lion's Gate. It's actually, I feel like it's going to start opening with the Galactic New Year or very shortly after. So hopefully you can join us for one of those offerings or both. And you can find them on our website. And they're both being offered on a sliding scale so that you can feel into your optimal receptivity and what honors you as a being, recognizing that giving and receiving energetic exchange always wants to balance itself. And that's from the place that we share, is so that it's in a balanced way, from a place of oneness and collaboration and love. And so feel into what is your optimal receptivity, and then you can contribute in a way that allows for you to receive that kind of equanimous giving, receiving infinity. Again, it will come back to you in a balanced way. And we look forward to seeing you all soon. Feel free to share your feedback on this transmission and any feedback in a few days or weeks around your new intentions. Feel free to share your new intentions below, and also what you're retiring. And we look forward to connecting with you all again soon. Much love.